Today we're going to be looking at stretching our wrists. So this would be really good if you're a desk worker, if you play racket sports, or if you've just been suffering from a little bit of wrist pain in general. All the stretches today will be based around a table and desk, so make sure you have one. And we'll get started. So first things first, we just want to find our crease of our wrist. So you just see mine there. So we want the crease to be at the edge of the table, like so. And then we want our forearm nice and flat. So either just push down against the table, or if you want to, use your other hand just to reinforce that. And then what you're going to do is just go up and down like so. So with all these stretches, I'm going to keep quite a fluid movement, just keep the motion going. You can, if you want to, actually hold the stretch. So if you wanted to, instead of going up and down like that, you can just hold for about 10 seconds, up for 10 seconds. So you can do it that way if you prefer. But the way I'm going to do it is just going up and down. I'm going to do about 10 to 15 on each stretch. And I'm going to go side to side as well. So up and down, and then side to side. Once you're happy with that, you're going to flip your wrist over like so, and you're just going to do exactly the same. So we're lining the crease of the wrist against the edge of the table, and then the forearm's going to be nice and flat. So just hold on to your forearm if you want to. And again, you're going to go up and down, and then you're going to go side to side, about 10 to 15 again. If you want to, you can make that a lot harder. So if you've got a milk carton or a water bottle, you can hold on, and that will make it a little bit of a harder stretch. So I always use a water bottle. Reason being, you can actually fill it up and make it a bit harder or easier if you wanted to. So just to show you, just up and down, side to side, and then you flip it over, and exactly the same. So that's the first stretch. The second stretch, we need an elastic band or a hair band. So elastic bands and hair bands are brilliant because you can actually adjust the resistance. So for this one, I'm going to be doubling up the hair band there. And all we're going to do is a bit of a pincer grip. So we're just going to go, it's always going to be the thumb contacting, but we're going to go thumb and finger and just work through. So just to show you, again, if you can, keep your forearm flat against the table, and then away we go. So it's just going to go like so, and do about 10, and then you're just going to work through. And you'll find it looks a lot easier than it is, so just work through. Change the resistance if you need to make it easier or harder. And just keep that forearm nice and flat. Like so. So just work through, and that's the elastic band stretch. Another stretch I've snuck in is a stress ball. So if you haven't got a stress ball and you have wrist pain, I really would recommend getting one. They're so good for wrist. All the stretches, well, most of the stretches, I say, if you can keep your forearm down, even better. With a stress ball, I'm happy just for you to use a stress ball in general because it's so good for the wrist. So ideally, with a stress ball, keep your arm flat and just have a little go. But again, worth the purchase. So stress ball, go crazy. The next exercise, what you want to do is just link your fingers, try and get your wrists together and elbows together. And we're just going to go side to side like so. So I can actually hear my wrist click, so I'm definitely working the right area. And just go as fast or slow as you want to with this one. So it's just a nice little stretch, and then when you're ready, you're just going to go into waves as well. Doesn't matter how many of these you do, it's more of a bit of a warm-up really, so just do what's comfortable for you. I'm just going to go back to that one as well. Okay, and the final stretch we'll need to stand up for. And what you want to do, you want your hands to face your body. So you're just going to position like so. Put very little pressure on your wrist. So you don't want to go in too heavy, just go very lightly. You're just going to rock forward and backwards like so. Once you're happy, you then turn your hands round. Then you want to turn your hands in. And then turn your hands out. Again, with this one, it doesn't really matter how many you do. Just do what feels right for you. So for me, this stretch is better than, say, this stretch. So I probably spend a little bit longer just going forward and backwards and side to side. You can actually just kind of spin your hands around or just kind of do it this way if you want to. That's absolutely fine too. If not, just go back to just slowly rocking. And that's all our stretches. So good luck and happy stretching.